Part 1. The Perfect Couple. I live in a dark, cold basement today. My body is covered in painful purple bruises. I finally stole my perfect sister's husband. I only said one word. My name is Chloe. I always lived in the dark, quiet shadow of my older sister. Her name was Maya. Maya was incredibly beautiful, perfectly smart, and totally rich. I hated her perfect, shiny life completely. I wanted to win just one single time in my pathetic, boring life. Maya married a man named Liam. Liam was a handsome, polite, and successful businessman. He wore expensive, tailored suits and drove a fast, shiny luxury car. He looked like the absolute perfect husband. I felt pure, toxic jealousy burning deeply inside my weak, angry chest every single day. I visited their massive, beautiful house very often. I watched them smile and hold hands in the bright, warm living room. They looked like a fake, plastic couple from a rich, famous magazine. I wanted to destroy their perfect, happy picture completely. I wanted to take him away. Maya always treated me like a sweet, stupid little child. She bought me cheap, ugly clothes and gave me boring, useless advice. She thought she was the absolute queen of the entire world. I smiled a fake, friendly smile, but I secretly planned her massive, terrible downfall. One quiet, rainy evening, Liam sat in the large, dark kitchen completely alone. He drank a tall glass of strong, bitter alcohol. He looked deeply sad and incredibly tired. I walked into the quiet room slowly and asked him what was wrong. He sighed a heavy, sad sigh. Liam looked at me with lonely, dark eyes. He told me Maya was cold, strict, and totally heartless. He said she only cared about her massive, heavy bank account and her expensive, shiny jewelry. He said he felt incredibly lonely and totally empty in his perfect, beautiful marriage. My dark, jealous mind saw a massive, perfect opportunity instantly. If I could seduce this sad, perfect husband, I would finally beat my perfect, arrogant sister. I would prove that I was much more beautiful, passionate, and desirable than the great, flawless Maya. It was the perfect game. I smiled a sweet, fake, comforting smile. I walked very close to his sitting body. I touched his strong, warm hand gently with my soft, shaking fingers. I told him he deserved a much better, warmer woman. I told him he deserved pure, absolute, real passion and deep love. Liam did not pull his strong hand away. He looked at my bright, young face with hungry, dark, interested eyes. The quiet, rainy kitchen felt incredibly warm and totally tense. The dangerous, dirty game officially began. I believed I was a brilliant, smart hunter catching a massive, beautiful prize. I went back to my small, cheap apartment that night. I looked at my face in the clear mirror. I practiced my sweet, innocent smile carefully. I was completely ready to destroy my sister's perfect, shiny castle. I did not know I was digging my own dark, terrible grave. Part 2. The Seduction. I started to visit Maya's large, expensive house every single day. I wore beautiful, tight dresses and sweet, strong perfume. I wanted Liam to look at my young, fresh body constantly. I laughed at his simple jokes loudly and poured his hot coffee every single morning. Maya was completely, totally blind. She was always busy with her expensive business meetings and rich, fancy friends. She never noticed Liam looking at my short dresses. She never saw the dark, hungry fire in his eyes. I thought she was an absolute, complete, pathetic fool. One bright, sunny morning, Maya packed a large, heavy leather suitcase. She told us she had a massive, important business trip to a distant city. She said she would be gone for one entire week. My dark, jealous heart beat incredibly fast with pure, sudden excitement. Maya hugged Liam quickly and kissed his cheek. She walked toward me and touched my shoulder gently. She smiled a very strange, quiet smile. She told me to take good care of her handsome husband while she was away. I nodded my head with a fake, sweet smile. She walked out the heavy front door and drove away in her fast, shiny car. The massive, beautiful house was finally completely empty. It was just Liam and me. The quiet, tense air felt incredibly hot and totally heavy. My ultimate, perfect chance finally arrived beautifully. I waited until the dark, quiet night. I took a long, hot shower and washed my long hair carefully. I put on a very thin, soft red silk dress. I walked down the dark, quiet hallway with fast, shaking steps. I stopped in front of his large bedroom door. I knocked on the heavy wooden door very softly. Liam opened the door quickly. He wore simple, dark sleep clothes. He looked at my thin red dress with wide, hungry eyes. I told him I was incredibly scared of the dark, lonely house. I acted like a frightened child. He did not say a single quiet word. He reached out with his strong, warm hands. He grabbed my shaking waist and pulled me into the dark, quiet room instantly. He pushed the heavy wooden door closed with his strong back. We kissed with wild, passionate, crazy energy. We fell onto Maya's large, expensive, soft bed. I felt an incredible, massive rush of pure, absolute victory. I was finally sleeping in the perfect queen's beautiful bed. I was finally taking the absolute most precious thing from her shiny, perfect life. I was the new winner. The dark, passionate night felt like a beautiful, romantic dream. Liam told me I was incredibly beautiful and totally amazing. He said he never felt this wild, crazy passion with cold, boring Maya. I believed every single sweet, fake word. I felt completely, totally, absolutely invincible. I woke up the next morning in the bright, warm sunlight. I looked at the massive, expensive bedroom. I felt like the absolute true owner of the beautiful house. I wanted to live this perfect, shiny life forever. The dirty, dangerous trap was slowly closing around my neck. Part 3. The Secret Game. Our dirty, secret affair continued for the entire quiet week. We spent every single day and night together in the massive, beautiful house. We drank Maya's expensive, sweet wine and ate her expensive, fancy food. I completely forgot about my small, cheap, boring apartment in the city. Liam was incredibly sweet, polite, and totally passionate. He bought me beautiful, shiny gifts and expensive, red flowers. He told me I was the absolute true love of his entire life. I felt incredibly proud and completely happy. I finally defeated my perfect, arrogant sister completely. One quiet, rainy morning, Liam went to the large kitchen to cook hot breakfast. I stayed in the massive, comfortable bedroom alone. I decided to clean the messy, dirty room to surprise him. I picked up the heavy, soft pillows and folded the thick, warm blankets carefully. I reached behind a stack of thick, heavy books on the dark wooden shelf. My fingers touched something small, hard, and cold. I pulled the strange object out into the bright light. It was a tiny, black digital camera. The small red light was blinking quietly. My heart beat incredibly fast with sudden, pure, raw panic. Someone was recording our dirty, illegal affair perfectly. I ran down the wooden stairs with fast, shaking steps. I rushed into the bright kitchen and showed the small black camera to Liam immediately. I was completely terrified. Liam looked at the tiny black camera and smiled a quiet, easy, relaxed smile. He did not look scared or angry at all. He took the small camera from my shaking hands gently. He kissed my pale, nervous cheek and told me to calm down completely. He told me a simple, sweet story. He said he bought the small camera himself a few days ago. He wanted to secretly record our beautiful, passionate nights together. He said it was just a fun, romantic, crazy secret between two wild lovers. He promised it was completely safe. My stupid, blind, arrogant mind believed his sweet, fake lie completely. I thought it was a very exciting, dangerous, romantic idea. I laughed a quiet, happy laugh and hugged his strong, warm chest. I did not know the small black camera was actually a massive, deadly weapon. 2 short days later, Liam looked incredibly worried and totally stressed. He sat on the soft sofa with a heavy, sad face. I asked him what was wrong. He sighed a loud, tired sigh. He told me he had a massive, secret business problem. He needed urgent help. He said he found a brilliant, perfect investment opportunity. He promised it would make massive, heavy millions of dollars very soon. But he needed a large amount of fast cash to secure the secret deal. Maya controlled all their shared bank accounts strictly. He was completely broke. He looked at me with sad, desperate, begging eyes. He asked me for a massive, heavy loan. He promised to pay me back with massive, extra interest next month. He said this secret money would help us build our own bright, beautiful, perfect future together. Part 4. The Illusion of Victory. I wanted to be the perfect, supportive, amazing partner. I wanted to prove I was much better than strict, cold Maya. I emptied my small, cheap personal bank account completely. But it was not enough massive money. I needed to find much more fast cash for my handsome lover. I made a massive, terrible, stupid decision. I visited dangerous, cruel people in the dark, dirty parts of the city. I borrowed massive, heavy loans from scary, violent loan sharks. I signed strict, dangerous papers with my own name. I took the dirty, heavy cash proudly. I put the massive, thick stack of dirty money into a large brown envelope. I gave the heavy envelope to Liam in the bright, warm living room. He smiled a massive, happy, grateful smile. He kissed my face and called me his beautiful, perfect savior. I felt completely invincible. Maya was scheduled to return from her long business trip tomorrow. I was completely, totally tired of hiding our beautiful, perfect romance in the dark shadows. I wanted to stand in the bright light. I wanted to see Maya's perfect, arrogant face break into tiny, sad, crying pieces. I planned to tell her the massive, shocking truth tonight when she returned. I wanted to announce my absolute, ultimate victory proudly. Liam and I sat on the soft, expensive living room sofa. We drank sweet red wine and kissed passionately in the bright, warm light. Suddenly, the heavy wooden front door opened with a loud, sharp, metallic click. The cold, Rainy wind blew into the warm, quiet house. Maya walked into the bright living room holding her large, heavy leather suitcase. She returned from her business trip exactly 1 day early. Maya stood perfectly still in the bright hallway. She looked directly at the soft sofa. She saw her handsome husband and her younger sister kissing passionately, perfectly clearly. The dirty, secret affair was completely, totally exposed in the bright light. The dangerous game was over. I pulled away from Liam quickly. I waited for the massive, terrible explosion. I waited for Maya to scream loud, ugly, desperate tears. I waited for her to throw heavy glass vases and break the beautiful furniture. I waited for my absolute, ultimate, glorious victory. But the massive, loud explosion never happened. Maya did not scream or cry at all. Her beautiful, perfect face did not look angry, broken, or sad. She stood incredibly tall and completely relaxed. She just looked at our shocked, pale faces with a calm, quiet expression. Maya dropped her heavy leather suitcase onto the hard wooden floor. She raised her smooth, clean hands slowly. She started to clap her hands together. The slow, sharp, mocking sound echoed loudly in the quiet, tense room. She clapped for my massive, stupid, blind performance perfectly. Part 5. The Divorce Paper. Maya walked toward the large glass table with a calm, cold, icy smile. She moved with incredible, smooth, elegant grace. She did not look like a broken, sad, betrayed wife. She looked like a powerful, victorious, untouchable queen. I felt a sudden, cold chill in my weak bones. She opened her expensive, shiny leather bag slowly. She did not pull out a sharp weapon or a dirty tissue. She pulled out a thick, heavy, white legal document. She dropped the heavy paper onto the clear glass table with a loud, sharp, final sound. I stared at the thick white paper in pure, raw, absolute shock. It was a complete, official, perfect divorce document. The legal words were printed sharply in black ink. Maya's neat, perfect, elegant signature was already written perfectly at the very bottom of the last thick page. I looked at her calm, smiling face in total, complete confusion. Why did she already have a signed, perfect divorce paper? How did she know about the dirty, secret affair before she opened the heavy front door? My arrogant, blind mind could not understand the strange situation. Maya looked directly at my confused, pale face. She laughed a quiet, elegant, chilling laugh. She spoke with a very clear, calm, beautiful voice. She told me she wanted to thank me deeply from the absolute bottom of her cold, smart heart. I was completely shocked. She told me I was the absolute best, most useful, perfect assistant in the entire world. She thanked me for doing her dirty, difficult, boring work perfectly. My brain stopped working completely. I did not understand her strange, polite, mocking words at all. I just stared blindly. Maya pointed her thin, beautiful finger slowly toward the dark wooden stairs. She pointed directly toward the massive, expensive master bedroom upstairs. She revealed the massive, shocking, terrifying truth with a sweet, cold smile. The tiny black digital camera was not Liam's romantic, crazy, fun idea. Maya placed the hidden black camera behind the thick books herself. She bought this secret camera to record our dirty, illegal, passionate affair perfectly clearly. She wanted absolute, solid, undeniable video evidence of the terrible, dirty adultery. She watched our secret game the entire time. I looked at Liam in total, absolute panic. I expected him to yell at Maya and protect our beautiful, pure love. I expected him to fight for our romantic, perfect future together. But Liam did not move toward me. He did not look like a strong, brave, romantic hero. Liam's handsome, polite face turned completely pale and totally terrifying. His dark eyes filled with pure, absolute, violent hatred. He did not look at me at all. He glared at Maya like a wild, angry, cornered animal. The fake, romantic dream shattered into a million tiny, dirty pieces. Part 6. The Monster Revealed. Liam screamed loud, terrible, angry words at Maya. His voice was incredibly deep, rough, and totally frightening. He called her a cold, cruel, evil monster. He stepped toward the glass table with heavy, violent steps. He looked ready to break her beautiful, calm face with his strong hands. Maya did not step back or show any tiny fear. She stood her ground perfectly. She spoke with a very sharp, loud, cold voice that cut through the tense room. She told Liam to stay completely away from her. She finally revealed the massive, dark, terrifying truth about her perfect husband. Maya told me Liam was not a perfect, successful, rich businessman. His expensive suits and shiny cars were paid for with her massive, heavy wealth. Liam was a terrible, dirty, pathetic gambling addict. He lost massive, heavy millions of dollars in dark, illegal, dirty casinos. He owed massive, terrifying mountains of dirty cash to dangerous, violent, cruel mafia men. The dark loan sharks threatened Maya's safe, beautiful life constantly. Liam was a massive, dangerous, heavy anchor pulling her bright, perfect life down into a dark, dirty, terrible ocean of deep blood. Maya rolled up her expensive, soft silk sleeve very slowly. She showed me her pale, clean, thin arm. I gasped in pure, raw, absolute horror. There was a large, faded, ugly purple bruise on her soft skin. It looked incredibly painful and totally terrifying. It was a dark, hidden secret. Liam was not a gentle, polite, romantic man. He was a cruel, violent, dangerous monster. He beat her secretly in the dark, quiet house when nobody was looking. He abused her physically and mentally for long, terrible years. He hid his violent, dirty nature behind a handsome, fake smile. Maya needed absolute, solid, perfect legal proof of his terrible, dirty adultery. She needed a perfect, undeniable fall-based divorce to protect her massive, expensive, heavy wealth completely. If she simply asked for a normal divorce, the strict legal system would divide her money equally. If the strict court divided her massive wealth, Liam would take half her money to pay his dirty, violent debts. He would destroy her entire bright future completely. She needed to prove he was a terrible, cheating monster to keep her safe, protected money away from the dark mafia. She knew my dark, toxic, jealous heart perfectly well. She knew I desperately wanted to beat her and steal her perfect, shiny life. She intentionally tolerated his violent abuse. She intentionally created the perfect, quiet opportunity for me to seduce him while she was completely away. She used my pathetic, blind jealousy as the perfect, sharp, legal weapon. She used me to gather the absolute final, dirty video evidence she desperately needed to escape the violent, indebted monster safely. She played the game perfectly. Part 7. The trap closes. I finally realized the massive, deadly, terrifying trap. I was not the smart, victorious, brilliant hunter. I was just a stupid, blind, pathetic piece of cheap meat in Maya's massive, brilliant chess game. Maya used my toxic, jealous heart perfectly. She let me happily steal a dangerous, broken, ticking bomb. I felt incredibly sick and totally terrified. I wanted to escape this dark, violent, crazy house instantly. I tried to stand up and run toward the heavy wooden door. I wanted to run back to my small, cheap, safe apartment and hide forever. But Liam moved incredibly fast. Liam grabbed my weak, thin arm with incredible, brutal, terrifying force. His sharp, strong fingers dug deeply into my soft, pale skin. He pulled me backward aggressively. The sudden, sharp pain made me cry out loudly. He showed his true, violent, monster face instantly. There was no romantic love. Liam glared at me with cold, dark, angry eyes. He told me I was not going anywhere at all. He said we were in this massive, dirty mess perfectly together now. I belonged to him completely. My romantic, sweet lover was actually a dangerous, violent, angry prison guard. Liam screamed at Maya again. He demanded his legal half of the massive, expensive money. He said he would fight the divorce in a long, dirty court battle. Maya smiled a cold, icy, untouchable smile. She shook her beautiful head slowly. She had the absolute perfect counterattack prepared. She told him the strict, smart, expensive lawyers already secured every single dollar of her massive wealth safely. The dirty, high-definition adultery videos destroyed any legal claim he had completely. He was legally, officially, totally cut off from her shiny, heavy bank accounts forever. He was completely broke. Maya looked at me with pure, absolute, cold pity. She revealed the final, terrible, shocking detail of the massive trap. She asked me about the massive, thick brown envelope of cash I gave Liam yesterday. My heart stopped beating completely. I nodded my head slowly with pure, raw fear. She told me Liam did not invest that massive money into a bright, perfect business. The heavy cash I borrowed went directly to the cruel, violent mafia bosses. Liam gave them my massive money to pay a tiny fraction of his dirty, heavy blood debt. He used my clean name. The dangerous, violent loan sharks now knew my specific, personal name. I signed the strict, heavy loan papers myself. The dark, terrible mafia considered me completely responsible for the massive, dirty debt now. Maya trapped me perfectly in Liam's dark, violent, bloody hell. I was completely ruined. Part 8. The Escape. Maya picked up her expensive, shiny leather bag smoothly. She adjusted her beautiful, elegant coat. She did not look at Liam's angry, violent face anymore. She told Liam the strict city police and the angry, violent mafia were both coming to this exact massive house very, very soon. She said she sent the divorce papers and the dirty evidence to her smart lawyers an hour ago. She also sent an anonymous tip to the dark loan sharks about Liam's current, exact location. She completely, totally destroyed his dark, hidden safe house. The violent wolves were coming fast. She turned her elegant back and walked toward the bright, open front door. She looked incredibly free, totally beautiful, and completely invincible. I fell to my shaking knees on the hard floor. I begged her to take me away. I cried loud, ugly, desperate, terrified tears. I begged for mercy. Maya stopped for one short, quiet second. She did not turn around to look at my crying, pathetic face. She spoke with a very quiet, cold, final voice. She said I finally got exactly what I desperately wanted. I finally had her perfect husband. She walked into the bright sunlight forever. A loud, heavy, terrifying knock hit the wooden front door exactly 5 short minutes later. Dark, dangerous, scary men stood outside the large front window. They held heavy metal baseball bats and sharp, cold weapons. They came to collect Liam's massive, dirty, heavy blood debt immediately. Liam panicked completely. He ran around the large, beautiful living room like a trapped, wild, crazy rat. He looked for a safe, hidden escape route, but the heavy house was surrounded perfectly. The dangerous, angry men smashed the front window with a loud, terrible, shattering crash. The violent men climbed into the warm, bright house slowly. They smiled cruel, nasty, evil smiles. Liam grabbed my shaking, weak, terrified shoulders. I thought he was going to protect me bravely. I thought he would fight the dangerous men to save my young, innocent life. Liam pushed my fragile, weak body directly toward the angry, violent men aggressively. He threw me hard onto the sharp, broken glass. He used me as a cheap, worthless human shield. He wanted the violent men to beat me so he could buy a few short seconds to run away safely. The dangerous, cruel men laughed a loud, dark, terrifying laugh. They kicked my small, weak body out of the way violently. They chased Liam into the dark, quiet kitchen. I lay on the cold, bloody floor and listened to his loud, agonizing, terrible screams. The beautiful dream became a massive nightmare. Part 9. The New Victim. The violent, dangerous men beat Liam brutally in the dark, messy kitchen. They broke his strong legs and smashed his proud, handsome face with heavy metal bats. They dragged his bleeding, broken body back into the bright living room. They threw him onto the expensive, soft carpet like dirty garbage. The cruel, scary men stood over my shaking, crying body. They held sharp, cold knives near my pale, terrified throat. They forced me to sign massive, heavy, new loan papers with my own shaking, bloody hands. I had to accept his massive, dirty debt completely to save his miserable, pathetic life. I was completely, totally trapped in a massive, dark, violent hell. The dangerous men left the ruined house slowly. I had to drag Liam's heavy, bleeding body to the hospital. A few short weeks later, Liam moved permanently into my small, cheap, boring, tiny city apartment. The nightmare continued. Liam could not walk properly anymore. He sat on my cheap, small sofa all day long. He drank cheap, strong, bitter alcohol constantly. His handsome face was permanently scarred and totally ugly. He was angry, violent, and completely bitter about losing his rich, perfect, shiny life. If I did not bring him enough dirty money, he became incredibly violent. He hit my pale, tired face with his heavy, cruel fists. He threw cheap glass bottles at my shaking head. I worked 3 terrible, exhausting, low-paying jobs just to pay the dangerous mafia their massive monthly interest. I called Maya's new, secret phone number desperately one dark, rainy night. I hid in the small, dirty bathroom and cried quiet, ugly tears. I begged my perfect, smart sister for a tiny, small bit of warm, human mercy. I promised I would do anything to escape this violent monster. Maya answered the quiet phone slowly. I heard the soft, beautiful sound of calm ocean waves in the background. She was relaxing on a beautiful, sunny, expensive tropical beach. She drank sweet, cold champagne. She listened to my crying, desperate, begging voice in total, complete, cold silence. Maya did not offer a single drop of warm help. She told me a massive, surprising, terrifying legal fact instead. She explained why I was completely, totally trapped forever. During our dirty, secretly recorded affair, I promised to support Liam financially on the hidden digital video clearly. His dirty, smart, cheap lawyers used that exact recorded video in the strict family court. They used my own romantic, stupid promises to force me to pay his massive, daily living expenses legally. The strict court ordered me to support the violent, broken monster financially. Maya hung up the phone permanently. Part 10. The Shadow's Fate. Maya is completely, perfectly, beautifully free. She lives a bright, amazing, shiny life with her massive, strictly protected wealth. She travels the beautiful world and dates handsome, kind, polite men. She completely erased the dirty, violent monster from her perfect, clean, rich life. She won the game flawlessly. I am a broken, dirty, tired, pathetic slave. I live in pure, absolute, daily terror. I work until my weak bones ache to feed the violent, angry, ugly monster I proudly stole from her. If I try to leave, the dangerous mafia will kill me slowly. My life is completely ruined. I try to pack a small, cheap bag and run away one cold, rainy, dark night. I wanted to escape the violent hell completely. But Liam caught me sneaking through the dark, small kitchen. He beat me terribly and dragged me down into the deep, cold, dark building basement. He locked me in the dark, freezing basement to punish me perfectly. He chained my weak, thin leg to a heavy, cold metal water pipe. I sat on the cold, dirty concrete floor and cried loud, desperate, ugly tears. I was completely, totally alone in the dark, cold shadows. I searched the dark, dusty corners of the cold basement for a warm blanket. I found a small, old, heavy cardboard box hidden behind broken wood. It belonged to Maya from many long years ago. I opened the dusty box slowly. I found her old, private, locked paper diary inside. I broke the small, weak lock with a heavy stone. I read her neat, perfect handwriting in the dim, quiet light. The final, massive, shocking truth shattered my broken, sad mind completely. Maya wrote about me when we were very small, young children. She understood my dark heart perfectly. Maya wrote that she knew my dark, toxic, jealous nature my entire boring life. She knew I always desperately wanted to steal her shiny toys and her bright success. She intentionally chose Liam because she knew I would try to seduce him eventually. She planned the massive trap for years. I thought I was a brilliant, smart, beautiful hunter stealing a massive, perfect prize. But I was never the smart hunter. I was always her pathetic, stupid, predictable, disposable pawn. She designed the entire dirty affair perfectly from the very beginning. I will die in this dark shadow forever.